Hi everyone, I just wanted to talk about a post that I've written that has had a lot of responses, and I've had a lot of people writing to me about it. And it's the post that I wrote about narcissists being like Dr Jekyll and Mr Hyde. You hear that a lot with people who are in relationships with abusive partners, that they say, oh, they're like Dr Jekyll and Mr Hyde. They've got these two sides. And God, I know that really, really well, because when I first met my ex, he was Dr. Jekyll. I was bombed with love. I was swept off my feet. I was the only one for him. He'd never met anyone like me before, and he just showered with me with undivided attention, and it felt fantastic. It felt great. It was obviously what my insecurities wanted to hear, because narcissists are very good at spotting people who are vulnerable who are insecure. I'll go on about that more in another video, but let's get back to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So you go into this relationship being lulled into this beautiful feeling of love from this Dr. Jekyll, and then you start to see these little glimmers of Mr. Hyde, this little glimmer that there's a darker side. But it sort of comes and goes so quickly, you think, did I imagine that? And you sort of explain it away. And then you see more signs and more signs. And it becomes like this emotional bait and switch. You're hooked in by Dr. Jekyll. And when your self-esteem has been whittled away enough, the switch comes and Dr. Hyde is really shown in full force, and you really get that darker side of them that starts to show you emotional abuse, that starts to show you even the first signs of physical abuse. And the problem is, because you've seen them as these two sides, you start to explain that bad behavior away. And you see, narcissists are brilliant manipulators, and that's what this whole Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing is about. It's about manipulation. Even they express horror at Mr. Hyde's behavior. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing what my parent did. I'm so sorry. That's not me. That's not the real me. You know, I did it because I love you. All these excuses, whatever, to not take responsibility for Mr. Hyde's behavior. And you start to do it too. You start to explain it away, and you start to excuse them and forgive them, because you were so hooked on how wonderful it felt when Dr. Jekyll was bathing you in sunshine and their love, that you're desperate for them back again. And so you're on this constant search of trying to get Dr. Jekyll back, and just to get Mr. Hyde away. And so you go on this merry-go-round, and you go into this really awful cycle of trying to change your behaviour, trying to do anything you can do to be worthy of getting Dr. Jekyll's love back, and thinking, if I change me, then I can get the nice side back. You know what? There are no two sides to narcissistic men, and understanding that was one of the most liberating, incredibly crucial things I ever had to learn. They are the same person. Narcissists put on a mask, and Dr. Jekyll is just a mask for who the real person is, and the real person is that darker side. They use the mask to manipulate us. They use the mask to make us want to keep accepting abuse, because when they give us their love, after a while you do accept it, and you minimize it, and you explain that abuse away. So don't be fooled by that manipulation. Don't be fooled by the use of these masks. They are the same person. What you have to do instead is see them for who they are. Now, when they're Dr. Jekyll, they say a lot of wonderful things. I love you. You're the only person for me. But watch not what they say, but what they do. And what the most important thing is, watch what Mr. Hyde does. Now, does he bring out the best in you? Does he respect you? Or does he tear you down? Does he support and encourage you? Or does he just not like it when you're feeling good and successful? You know, you've really got to question, do I like this person for who they are now? Not for who I hope they'll be when I can get Mr. Dr. Jekyll the whole time. You've got to see them for who they are. Do I like them? Are they right for me? And only when you see them as that one person and stop splitting them into these two, can you hope to really take a step forward to either accepting them for who they are and then realizing I have to live with that relationship the way it is. And that is actually the definition of unconditional love. Loving someone for who they are now, not what you hope they will be one day. Or find the courage to admit that actually this person, I don't like them. I love them. I love who I think they'll be when Mr. Dr. Jekyll's there. But do I like them now? And if not, then finding the courage to leave. So that's it. Sorry. That's it. Dr. Jekyll is Mr. Hyde. There are no two sides in abusive men.